This is Scott Jordan. You're watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. I have James with me, Flex Wine Tours. We went out on a little wine tour today. We're tasting some wine, and we're about to pour a little bit of Gann Family Cellars. This is Alexander Valley fruit. This comes from a mountain area just east of Healdsburg.
I think I've had an Alexander Valley Malbec.
This is quite nice. This is his second vintage. This is 2008. The 07 was so good, blew it out like nothing. It's in the library, and you can buy it, but it's significantly more expensive. But it's worth it, darn it. It's a nice wine.
It's funny how many people, don't realize that California does such a good Malbec.
Oh.
They drink Malbec and they go, oh, it's only an Argentinian grape. But
yeah, and
obviously a blending grape, but
we do see a lot of it blending, but now I'm starting to see a lot of Malbecs, and I'm really liking them. I mean, I have several. Well, Bono had one from that was a Stagecoach vineyard, and dummy me, when we bring in, we're a tasting room of 9 small production wineries, and when we bring a winery, isn't that nice? When we bring a winery in, I usually get 3 cases of everything just to fill on the shelves because we don't have a lot of space, so I can't keep large quantities. Well, he brought in his Malbec, and I didn't think anything about it, and we started blowing through it. And so I called John up and said, John, let me have a couple more cases. He goes, no, that's all there is. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did that. I waited too long. So there you go. Don't wait on small production wines. Shame on you.
Now when they're this good, this is phenomenal.
Isn't it great?
Really good. A lot of times you do get that kind of baked blueberry pie thing going on with Malbec. I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, it's a great example of Alexander Valley fruit, that nice, soft, velvety finish, that lingering finish, which we see in the Alexander Valley wines.
I'm actually really enjoying the cabs up there. I've been spending more time up there.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, we looked at the map with Randy.
Yeah, right.
And I got to say, they're going to give Napa a little bit of a run for some great cabs up there. I mean,
I think
the value is good.
I think so.
The grapes,
but I don't know a lot of producers that are producing cab from there. Do you? I don't know that many.
More than you think. I mean,
I keep looking for them because I want one from there.
You know White Oak, obviously, and they're north, but like kind of up around Robert Young there's some really good little spots.
Well, Robert Young love their Cab Franc.
And their Chard, too.
Oh.
Everything. It's all good.
Just amazing.
Yeah, there's some great little hidden spots, and I think that's kind of what we focus on is, kind of getting you in front of winemakers a lot. Yeah. That's the most fun, running into Randy today.
Yeah, it was amazing. Randy, if you're watching, you did a great job, man. That was cool.
That experience. And that's people, when they go home, 100% the goal is when they go home, they tell their friends, yeah, we had this guy, and he got us in this barrel room with this winemaker, and we were tasting out with the barrels with the wine thief, and then the winemaker, showed us his private cellar or something. I mean, that's the stuff that's really invaluable. So I really do. I mean, that doesn't always happen.
No.
Randy may not have been there today, but he was. So we really try to get you in front of a little bit more unique experience. A little bit, I call it the road less traveled, for lack of a better term, but it is definitely off the beaten track a bit. But a good mix of the usual wines as well, and the usual suspects. And I'm a big fan of the mountain properties.
Yeah, I am too.
We do get up into the mountains a little bit in Napa, and in Sonoma, I love Alexander Valley and I love Russian River. So, but today was fun in Dry Creek. That was kind of a good experience out there.
Well, and it was beautiful when we were out there. I mean, it really was. And I've lived here 33 years, but I still get a kick. I look at that valley, and then I have to remind myself, this is pretty special. This is not.
Well, like that guy we met, the guy at Truett.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys are working today. I'm like, yeah, this is what we're doing. We're working. And he said, because I just want to sell everything and grow my hair long and come out here and be in the wine industry. And I'm like,
that's what he said. Yeah.
But he was from Florida and got tired of sweating, he said. So
and you thought he looked like Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
And you have a question? Go ahead.
Question.
Which off-the-path wineries are your favorite and those under 10?
So the question is, what off the beat path places have you seen? Wineries have you seen?
I mean, today obviously was we went to a couple. I'm not sure they were totally off the beaten path, but they were new to me. Truett Hurst was phenomenal. But I get that question a lot. It's like, what is your favorite winery?
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't have an answer, mainly because there are a lot of people don't know there's over 600 wineries in Napa and well over 400 or 500 in Sonoma. So you're approaching, when you include all the valleys, close to 1,000 wineries. Not to mention the little smaller producers.
The real small ones, yeah, you never even find those.
And so I think it's always custom to the person.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my favorites are where it combines, great views, great people in the tasting room, obviously great wines. So you're seeing something a little bit different. Maybe you're in the vineyards. I don't have a single favorite, nor do I have a single favorite wine. I love everything from white Zinfandel to, late harvest Zinfandel. And everything in between. So I think as far as out here, it was a great experience at Truett-Hurst. We went to Harvest Moon today, which I thought was a great little spot. If you have the energy for Randy, Randy, if you're watching, Randy's getting a lot of plugs for the show.
Well, he deserves it. He's a good guy. We've been friends for a long time now, and he's just. It's a pleasure for me to send my guests there because I know the experience they're going to get. And I think that's part of it, that's all part of it.
Not to dodge the question so much, but really, I think when you say favorites, I've got about a dozen on each side of the valley that I really like. There are some that are great picnic spots. There are some that are great spots for views, and there are others where you're sitting in somebody's living room and literally in their living room where they live on a day-to-day basis and tasting their wine that they made in their cellar down below. So it really is very specific to what the person wants to see. Definitely have my favorites. I wouldn't call out any one particular one because.
Well, but I wish we had time today to go to Zakiki because that really was that's one of those special experiences. Because when I first went there, the very first thing they did was you brought me into the cellar and tasted out of the barrel. And I've tasted lots of wine out of the barrel, but I think that's cool. I just think that's a really classy way to present the future of their wines, and then you taste in the tasting room the current release. And that's a neat experience.
Well, I think it's a fair question also in that what I try to design for people is a way that they get a nice variety. So you're not just going up to tasting bar to tasting bar to tasting bar.
Right.
So I probably spend too much time on it, quite frankly, but I really try to design it so that we're doing a little bit of the vineyard, or we talked today, from vine to bottle.
Right.
We try to cover as much of that as we can.
Yep.
A little bit where you can be in the vineyard. You get a little bit where you can see a barrel room. Maybe get a little bit of production of how the wine is made. If we can meet somebody that's either a winemaker or the proprietor, obviously that's preferred. But really just giving them a variety so that they feel like at the end they've got they get a good feel. So if you only got one day in Napa or one day in Sonoma, you can't. 4 or 5 wineries and you're done.
That's plenty.
You want to make sure that variety is legitimate and covers all the bases. So.
I got a cameraman that's laughing over here.
Laughing about
there's some bogus question going on. No questions. That's not good.
This Malbec, by the way, it's really good. I'm actually not a Malbec fan.
Michael Gann, if you're watching, man,
really good stuff.
Rock and roll, and that's 2008. So really that's a different vintage. It's just an example of superior fruit without a doubt, and he didn't screw around. Our retail on this is 36. The 07.
Everybody's laughing around.
I know.
There's something that we don't.
There's something that we don't know. You need to let the cat. This is not a.
All right. I think I told too many
family.
I think I told too many family members. To dial in. Is
that right?
Yeah, I think I've got.
You got a bunch of. That's not.
I got some people in Colorado.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So, anyhow. So what would you pair this with? I always like to kind of go into that because I'm really big into the food and wine thing.
With Malbecs, I'm deep into the red meat. I'm really thinking of a ribeye or something like that, something that has a little backbone. The finish is so soft here, though.
It is.
I really enjoy it, and I don't have to pair it up with much, But I'm thinking a much bigger meal.
I'm thinking, since it has that soft finish, it's kind of a good thing to kind of entertain as far as tasting. More like a fillet as opposed to a ribeye.
Okay.
You don't have the fat in the fillet, and you've got the fat in the ribeye. So cab would be good for that. But this, because in Argentina, they're doing that flat iron, grilled steak and onions. And
I could go with that.
So regional foods with regional wines is always a good way to go to.
Maybe meatloaf.
Yeah.
I always like a meatloaf. Yeah, there you go.
All good.
So we're going to take a little break. This is Scott Jordan. You're watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad